Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host, Enthros Campbell. Today we'll be talking about opportunities for training and job creation in the area of coding, especially for young people, and prospects for development in this industry. Our resource person is Colonel Martin Rickman, National Coordinator for the HOPE Program and Board Member, Heart NSTA Trust. Colonel Rickman, so welcome. So good to have you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Enthros, for having me.
Good, and I'm happy to talk about this program today. Tell us, the Amber Group and Heart NSTA Trust have come together to form this academy that will help train young people in coding. First, tell me why coding and tell me about the initiative.
Okay. So, first of all, coding is, and let me just acknowledge first that I'm no expert in this field to start with. I do youth engagement and so on, and I'm always looking for opportunities for youth. Coding is about a language that computers understand, if I can put it in my layman's terms.
Yes.
And the language of coding, which there are a number of computer languages or coding languages, is the process of coding is the art of giving the computers instructions that it will do what you want it to do.
Right. Yes.
And coding is applied to pretty much anything that is electronic based nowadays, and it is infused in all of our everyday lives. In the modern average person would have a smartphone. It would have been coders who would have inputted the basic information that told the smartphone how to work when you gave it any inputs, i.e. you punched in information or typed in numbers and so on. Everything from new modern cars, and in fact the future of cars is all going to be about computerized machines, and coders are going to be there to input the information to explain to the instrument, or the car in this case, how it should perform given what set of circumstances.
Right, yeah.
So you may not realize how much coding has impacted your life and your viewers who are watching.
Right.
Think of your smartphone, think of your smart TV, think of when you drive on the street and the traffic lights that are controlled by computers. Think about when you go into supermarkets and certain instruments that are used to record you and so on. Coding, really and truly, is now everywhere. So that's really what this is about. This represents a huge marketplace globally, and this is an opportunity for us to especially find the young persons who, we know that young persons are more tech savvy these days and so on, to get them formally trained in this area. You can call it coding, software development, computer programming, that they are potentially employable now in the global marketplace for this line.
Right. But how did you come up with the partnership, Amber and Heart NSTA Trust?
Okay, so it started when the Amber Group, so Amber is a company that is already doing quite a lot of coding and worldwide for worldwide conglomerates already.
Yes.
They're a Jamaican-based company started by a gentleman by the name of Dushyant Savadia, who has now become my good friend in this regard. And he approached the Office of the Prime Minister, where I work, about doing a partnership such that he could provide training for young persons to do this. So, of course, I was drawn into this mix, and it actually went perfectly along the lines of where the HOPE program and the Heart NSTA.
Because I was going to ask you what is the link between the HOPE program and this program. Yes.
So, as you had mentioned at the start, I'm a board member of the Heart NSTA Trust.
Yes.
I'm also the national coordinator of the HOPE program. So this fell right in line with our vision for training young persons in new and emerging skills that are required globally.
Right.
And why not put Jamaica at the cutting edge of technology?
Yes.
So you have the Amber Group, you have the Heart NSTA Trust as the main partners. You have the Hope Program, who the persons are engaged under the Hope Program's modus operandi of training and internship. And then you have what is called the Art of Living Foundation,
Yes.
which is a global foundation for social intervention and the training of minds in conflict resolution and the softer skills.
Yes.
Let's call them the employable skills.
Yes.
So it really is a
Beautiful
is a
combination.
really, really
Yes.
great combination.
Yes, right. This program is going to be online?
It is online. So this first cohort, which we are calling a pilot, is being done as a residential course. Okay, because when we decided to start out and we're doing the first 100 like this, we have to provide the participants with computers so that they can learn this coding. The instructions itself is going to be done via online modalities, but their actual practice and so on are going to be with these computers. And so for a number of reasons, and because we're doing it for the first time, which means for us, we're also in learning mode as to how to conduct this kind of training. Remember, although we have had Jamaicans who have become coders and there are small coding practices happening around, even in Jamaica, we're looking to now expand that significantly. So we have them being immersed in this training in a residential facility, being trained by mainly on an online modality, where they're being trained by master coders from around the world.
Okay. All right, let's take a break. Let's take a break now. We'll come back with more information on coding. It's the buzz now with our young people.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. Thank you so very much for staying with us. Now, we're talking with National Coordinator for the Hope Program and Board Member of Heart NSTA Trust, Colonel Martin Rickman, about coding. So tell us, how many persons do you intend to train?
Okay, so in this pilot that we have just started, I think I mentioned before that we're starting with a cohort of 100,
yes.
Broken into two cohorts of 50 each.
Yes.
The overall intent, however, is to train, I want to say, upwards of, thousands of persons over the next 5 years.
Excellent.
We have set, and I know it's a very ambitious target anyway, of 20,000 young persons to be trained in coding over the next 5 years.
Yes, yes. How do people get in the program?
Okay, so they can apply to the program through the Heart NSTA Trust. There is an email that has been set up for it, which is amberacademy@heart-nta.org. That is Amber Academy, AMBERACADEMY, at heart-nta.org.
Yes. So who are you looking for, though? Do they need any kind of qualification? Who are you looking for?
Actually, the qualifications to get into coding is not as, for some of us we think it's highfalutin and, all of these qualifications. Really, you have to have an inquisitive mind, a creative mind. You have to have, I would say, basic high school diploma sort of level. You have to have a mind certainly for IT and related computer skills and so on. But you really above everything else, you would want to have these persons to have a drive, to have ambition to be in such a program.
Yes, and you're going to be giving them some kind of test at the start to decide if they qualify or not.
That is correct. Yes. So when we select persons for the various cohorts, we go through certainly an initial set of interviews and so on that determines their high school passes and so on. So it's not the amount of subjects that you have will get you in or cause you not to get in. Then we take them through a psychometric evaluation, and this psychometric evaluation gives them certain sort of tests to determine their cognitive ability, their problem-solving ability, their creativity, and their innovative mindset, or the potential for them for those skills to be honed in a coding academy.
Right.
And so we go through that process, and then we do a final interview with a different set of persons just to make sure that where they want to go and where we want them to go is along the same path.
Yes. How long is the program?
The current program that we're doing, and again, we say it's a pilot program, and so we're subject to change, but right now it's set at 6 months as the initial training phase, with another 6 months of internship where they will be coding, practicing in the field of coding alongside experienced coders. So they'll actually be doing this stuff. The idea being at the end of 1 year, when we release them, they are immediately employable in the global marketplace when it comes to coding.
Right. So the program that you have now going, the pilot, it's residential.
This one is residential.
But the other programs to follow will not necessarily be.
That's correct. Since it's the pilot phase, we wanted to learn from it. So we don't anticipate, or we don't even expect that we're going to need to, or we're going to even be able to afford to have everybody, the thousands that I mentioned, to be going through a residential course. Yes. So we're taking it slowly, putting these in an immersive environment so we can get that feedback, and then now we're going to be expanding outward. I must mention here as well that we're expanding out into a number of other areas, including, for instance, the Ministry of Education.
Yes.
And in fact, we have already met with the Minister, Favour Williams, along with her team, the Permanent Secretary and the Chief Education Officer, about implementing certain elements of this program in various levels in schools. So we're starting, of course, in the primary level. So we're looking at what we can do in the primary levels to get the younger children along that path. And I must add on that is that the PEP, or the National Curriculum Standards, where we're going with our young children now, follows exactly along the same path, because it's all about critical thinking, the creative mind, and the innovative mindset. We're also going to be implementing in high schools or in the secondary school systems, so at various grade levels, because we see the high schools being a feeder to the general program of getting those numbers out.
So persons, you have the first cohort being trained now.
Yes.
And you just told us how we can get in the program. How soon will you start the next?
Okay, so we expect to start the next of this cohort. So the first 50 is in. We have another 50 that is to start in around May or June. We are also looking to start the school's curriculum training as early as March.
Yes.
But we're also looking to expand this training into other, certainly starting at the heart institutions around the island, of which there is, I think, 27 different heart institutions, and have the training start within those as well.
Right.
And then we're going to be expanding into other than heart locations. So for instance, community centers and innovation centers that already have computer lab setups that we can bring persons in and start to get them going.
Good. All right. So young people are watching this program. What advice do you have for those who are looking on now and will be planning to enter this program? What would you have to say to them?
Okay. So for coding is the way of the future. it is a beautiful possibility to get into something like coding that will help to curb where you want to be in the future. And no matter where you want to be later on, no matter what your ambition is. So for instance, if you want to get into the auto mechanics world, coding is going to be an important player in that in the future. If you want to get into construction, coding is going to be an important player in construction industry in the future. So pretty much any industry that exists out there as we move into the future is going to involve some level of coding one way or the other. Now, coding obviously is not for everybody. However, to understand the principles behind coding, even at the basic levels, I think it would be a good thing.
Yes.
I want my children now to be involved in coding, because going into the future, no matter what you get into, it could be medicine, any other field, coding is going to play a very, very important role, and already is,
Yes,
I might
yes,
add.
yes. Colonel Rickman, thank you so very much for talking to us today on Get the Facts. It was really, really useful information.
My pleasure, and thank you for having me.
This has been Get the Facts. Our guest was Colonel Martin Rickman, National Coordinator for the HOPE Program and Board Member at Heart NSTA Trust. For more information on Heart NSTA Trust skills training opportunities, contact the Heart NSTA Trust at 876-929-34108 or 888-432-7868, or visit their website at www.heart-nsta.org. Until next time, when Get the Facts brings you more useful information. I'm Rose Campbell. Thanks for watching and best wishes on your pursuit to self-growth and development.